All right, welcome back. In our matchup that we have now, it's going to be the Bill Cosby Show. Well, first, let me introduce y'all. So, we're the Oxlife Podcast. We're doing clarity for the culture, because we always put on for the culture. I am Cano, aka Chains, your man of mystery.
Man of mystery.
Man of mystery.
Whatever.
We have Mr. Marcus, his stunt double.
Captain Pornhub.
Uncle
you.
Keys.
I'm the real deal.
In the
Stop
building.
calling him that.
And then we got Cedrico over here on my right.
Cedrico.
Exactly. So as you can tell, I'm really excited to get into this matchup. I'm already ready to jump in. We have the Bill Cosby Show facing off against Bernie Mac. So despite some of the controversy, the Bill Cosby Show was one of the number one seeds. They're in the Jello pudding bracket, and they're facing Bernie Mac, who ended up beating Smart Guy. Although that was close. That matchup was close, to be fair.
How?
That matchup was close. I actually got messages like, how is this happening? I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. Excuse me?
Yeah. So let's get right into it if we can. We have Star Power, Bill Cosby, facing off against Bernie Mac. What's going on?
I'm going with Bernie Mac, to be honest with you.
Why are you going with Bernie Mac?
The reason why I'm going with Bernie Mac is
Are you going with Bernie Mac because of Bernie Mac or because it's not Bill Cosby?
I'm going with Bernie Mac because of Bernie Mac.
Okay. What is it about Bernie Mac that makes him stand out more than Bill Cosby?
Because he was himself throughout anything. I don't
He was
feel like
what?
he was himself
Okay.
throughout every and anything that he's ever done.
Right.
I don't feel like choose my words wisely.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like Bill Cosby was himself through any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it was, and compared to what his show was about and who he was when he starred in movies or did stand up and things of that nature. I do know he was a very strict comedian in terms of what he feels comedians shouldn't do and should do in terms of in their acts and everything of that nature. Bernie Mac is just he's a raw individual. He gives it to you straight, no pun intended. But that's what I'm going with. So for star power, I have Bernie Mac.
I got you. Okay. You. What do you got?
Fast to the contrary belief, guys. I'm going with Bill Cosby on this one. He was...
You're a hypocrite too, by the way.
Huh?
You're a hypocrite.
I'll take it. Wow, hypocrites in life. That's just how the cookie crumbles. I
don't even like cookies.
Bill Cosby was a comedian before Bernie Mac. He was one of the comedic household names. Came up with Richard Pryor. I'm not sure if this is true, but I heard this might be a rumor or some type of conspiracy, but he tried to buy NBC, the network.
Yeah, he did.
And then that's when all these allegations came about.
Correct.
Right.
True allegations.
Yeah, and just off the
Just want you to say
the show alone, he played, the dad out of, a strong family, went to college, rich, doctors. Although I couldn't relate to it, but it's ideal to see something like that on television, just to let everybody know that this type of things are possible for people who look like you. So for me, he played a nice example in that show, so I'm going with Bill.
So he was a dad to you.
Gotcha.
So he was a dad to you.
No, nobody was the dad to me. I just liked what was represented.
Gotcha. My fault.
So let me be Let me be completely transparent. Everything that Bill Cosby has been accused of, or that's been allegations. First of all, he's in jail, so they're not allegations. Like, he went to jail for something. I don't condone that in any way, shape, or form. I don't respect men who would also do that. And with that being said, I'm talking like the character. I still pick Bill Cosby. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So he's got a Golden Globe in '84 and '85. That's two of them. 7 Grammys, and he's been given 70 honorary degrees from like multiple colleges, most notably being Spelman and Howard. Now, most of those have been retracted because of his allegations, and I mean that's the university's right to do so. But when you talk Bill Cosby, I mean he's done so much more, won so much more than Bernie Mac, and I think because of that, I pick Bill Cosby.
Got you.
Not to mention, I feel like Cliff Huxtable is a better character than Bernie Mac was as Bernie Mac on his own show.
That's what's up. That's nice. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Nice. Sweet.
Appreciate it. So moving on to supporting cast, we have Felicia Rashad, the wonderful Felicia Rashad.
Facts.
Claire
Beautiful.
Huxtable,
Facts.
Malcolm Warner, who was Theo, Keisha
Facts.
Pulliam, who was Rudy, and Lisa Bonet.
The gorgeous
who was
Lisa
Denise.
Bonet.
Yes. They are going against Bernie Mac and his supporting cast, which was Kalita Smith, Vanessa, and Jordan.
Yep.
I didn't even put their real names in there. Like, that's just how we know them.
Right off the
Yeah.
bat, I'm going with the Cosby Show because
We
of the
know.
supporting
Cosby Show.
cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. You really didn't, but cause I wasn't going to pick it. But
Yeah.
no, I'm going with the supporting cast for the fact of
Mhm.
who these characters grown to be, what they actually represented during the show.
Nobody's anybody besides Felicia Rashad.
No, I'm saying who they represented in the show in terms of who their characters were. It did play some great deal in their lives as to who they are today and you know what made them today. So I'm going with that supporting cast. And plus, it was a good. I can say it was a good mesh for a family atmosphere with these types of characters. So yeah, I'm going with them.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Just because of the gorgeous Felicia Rashad. Such a beautiful, bold black woman that's in the industry. Lisa Bonet, who's married to Lenny Kravitz, which is a musician.
What about their characters though?
Cause you acting like a
For
bust
supporting
down.
cast, because you're picking them, the people, like the person.
Like
What
a
about
real-
like the characters?
They played a great, strong family. Theo,
So did Bernie Mac's family. They were strong.
not as strong as the
no,
Cosby
not
Show.
the
Not as
representation.
strong as the
the
Cosby.
representation just doesn't even match. There was way more great representation within the Cosby Show. Again, you have all the kids going to college or in school or doing something with their life, and their parents being doctors. Again,
All Bernie Mac's kids were in school too.
Huh?
All Bernie Mac's kids were in school.
Yeah,
too.
that's public against private. So
Do you know for a fact
nah,
they were
I
in
didn't know. I'm
private
just
school?
talking shit.
So I mean, they were both in school. I'm just saying, what about these characters that really do stand out that you like about the Bill Cosby Show in comparison to the Bernie Mac show?
Just a sense of unity. Everybody came together no matter what the case was. Somebody's having a bad day. sit
Bernie
down on the
Mac show
couch.
wasn't unified. The whole show was based on like, oh, there's
Yeah,
an
but
issue.
no,
come together.
Bernie Mac was more goofy.
And he talks to America.
Bernie Mac, we all know Bernie Mac was more goofy. Bernie Mac playing himself, so he's gonna antagonize the funny parts. There was like no serious moments within that. Probably like 1, 2, maybe life learning lessons versus the Bill Cosby Show. I feel like there's way more great representation rather than Bernie Mac show. So I'm going with Bill Cosby. That's what stands out to me: representation and unison, complete unison.
Okay, that's fair. I pressed you on some of those questions because I also agree with you, and I want to see if we have the same point.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Felicia Rashad, yeah, she's also where is it? She is a 2-time NAACP award winner. So she's accomplished in her own right. So besides looking good and not aging at all, she's well accomplished.
Right.
So I appreciate Felicia
thirsty too.
Rashad. But not to mention, I mean, she was an attorney. Like, what black women do you see as an attorney
That's what I'm
back
saying.
then? And then Bill Cosby was a doctor.
Right.
And
Had
not
his
for
own
nothing, we
office in his house.
Yeah.
like,
And not for
working from
nothing,
home.
we talk about the culture. Bill Cosby affected the culture. There's Cosby sweaters. Like, people know about that. That's transcendent.
It's true.
So I got the Cosby Show for supporting cast. Theo, there's an episode about him being dyslexic. I mean, I think that was important from back then. And then we forgot Raven for Simone, who was Olivia. She played like a good role in there too. She was a young one. She bought that comedy that Cole would bring. She's not stupid. Thank
No,
God.
she wasn't stupid. You're right.
But she brought that same kind of comedy that Cole would and some of your other favorite characters would as well. So I got the Cosby Show for supporting cast.
I already win, right?
Did you?
Yeah, I win. I
Who'd you
said
pick?
the Cosby's for supporting cast.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did say that. My fault.
I got you. So
I was
moving.
about to go again and be like, no.
Okay, so moving on, we have guest appearances for the Cosby Show. There's Chachina Arnold, who was Pam again, John Amos, Angela Bassett, Naomi Campbell. Who we have here? Sammy Davis Jr., Pam Grier, Lena Horne, Alicia Keys, B.B. King, Nancy Lieberman, Frank Robinson, Jim Valvano, Dick Vitale, Stevie Wonder,
God
Stevie
damn.
Wonder, Raven Simone, who's Olivia, Merlin Santana,
Rest his soul.
Essence Atkins, and Sinbad.
Rest his soul.
Facing off against Bernie Mac and his guest appearances, which featured Angela Bassett, Matt Damon, Chelsea Handler, Snoop Dogg, who's overrated, JoJo, Serena Williams, Billy Crystal, Don Cheadle, Ashton Kutcher, Ice Cube, Chris Rock, who's still not funny, Ellen DeGeneres, Anthony Anderson, Niecy Nash, Janet Hubert, Carlos Mocena, Omarion, Tommy Davidson, Shaq, Wesley Snipes, Paula Abdul, Hugh Hefner, Monique Charles Barkley, and Steve Austin. Stone Cold Steve Austin. So
I'm going with the Cosbys.
okay, wow.
Merlin Santana, Rest of Soul,
Yes.
Sinbad. You have Stevie Wonder, Dick. I don't even know he was on that show.
Yep.
BB King.
Yes. Iconic,
Alicia
legendary.
Keys. Angela
Young Alicia.
Bassett. Sammy Davis.
Angela Bassett's on both, so they cancel out.
Okay.
You can't even use her either or. But
Okay.
Yeah,
John
no, I know what you're
Amos. Yeah,
who he's called the
that's
GOAT 2
pretty
weeks ago.
strong.
Cool.
You did.
John Amos.
Yeah, he's been everywhere. He's a GOAT.
Yeah, he's a goat.
I'm going
He's a goat.
because of Stevie Wonder, Dick
Yeah.
Vitale,
Mhm.
Merlin Santana, Rest of Soul, and BB King.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Cosbys.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Yeah.
That's a strong category right there. So
Gotcha.
That's a
Strong
strong
cast.
category.
Strong cast. You know what he
strong
meant.
cast.
Go ahead. You want to go? Should
I'll
I?
go with the Bernie Mac show.
Why?
I'm keeping it a buck.
Why?
A handful of these people are big stars today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm basically going with this list of guest appearances because each individual person, well, just about each individual person basically made something of themselves for a good period of time. Wait, hold on. I know what the fuck you about to say. The reason why I'm going with this because these are the people that I know. I'm not taking anything away from the Cosby Show, period,
I just don't
whatsoever. But this is,
I don't think so.
I just like these people.
Yeah.
I like this list, and plus they were themselves when they came on the show too. So,
have they done anything besides be famous?
let's see. You have Sammy Davis, who was a singer. He was famous. You have Pam Grier, who was an actress.
Well, you
She's
said you picked the
famous.
Bernie Mac show, right?
I did, but I'm just going over the because you said I'm picking these people because they're famous. These people are
have
famous.
have they done it? Do you know their accomplishments, or have they done anything?
I don't know their accomplishments.
Right.
I just know each individual person
Mm-hmm.
has done something and still maintains their celebrity status as of today.
Gotcha.
But these are iconic people for the Cosby Show. I just really wasn't into it, so that's why I'm going to the Bernie Mac.
Yeah. I got the Bill Cosby Show.
Mhm.
I just don't feel like the argument because
course.
I don't know is like a good argument. So just talking about Jimmy Valvano. So you guys might not know him like initially, but you do know him. So you know the Jimmy V Foundation.
Yep.
Yeah, he passed
It's
away.
a big So we know that he has this big cancer organization that's been around for 24 years, and it's raised over $170 million for
had a
cancer research.
They did a special on him on ESPN.
Every year they kind of
Yeah.
revisit his story, but to have raised over $170 million for cancer research, I just think that's head and tails above anything that.
Does he get
anyone's
GOAT
done.
status?
Does he get GOAT status?
He gets GOAT status, right?
Yeah, he gets GOAT status.
He gets GOAT.
Jimmy
okay,
Valvano?
okay. Yeah,
he gets
GOAT status.
He has like his own foundation, which like
Right.
finds or is trying to find
They
a
name
cure
tournament-
for
don't they have a
cancer.
tournament after him.
Yeah, they have like the
Jimmy V
Jimmy V
tournament?
tournament. So I just think that alone, I mean, that's something that I really do respect, and I put that over everything that anyone's done on the Bernie Mac show. So I'm taking Jimmy Valvano on the Bill Cosby show, keeping it moving. Yeah. So moving on, we got sustainability here. So the Cosby Show has had 97 episodes over a span of 8 years, in comparison to the Bernie Mac Show, which had 104 episodes over 6 years or 6 seasons. Sustainability, where are we going? No, don't go Bill Cosby. Marquise, go Bernie Mac, because like the numbers don't matter.
No,
right?
the numbers
they
do
don't
matter. But this is kind of.
It's only 30.
But
or
he
40,
outdid him
something
though.
like that.
He outdid him though. But I only did the numbers for one TV show
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
which
no,
is my
but you
TV.
broke, like
No,
you
no,
broke
fuck outta here.
it. You
No,
broke the
no,
trend.
no,
You
no,
broke
I
the
didn't
trend.
break the
Keep
trend.
breaking trend.
No, I'm not breaking
Keep
the trend.
breaking trend.
No. I'm
Keep
going
breaking
Bill Cosby.
trend.
I'm going Bill Cosby.
Mm.
Longevity and culture around that TV show
Yeah.
is what makes this 197 episodes. That's why I'm going Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby is just simple. The proof is in the pudding.
Is that like a pun?
Huh?
Never mind. He has
Is that?
commercials.
Oh,
In
yeah.
reality,
Too
you
soon.
would say the pills in the pudding, but
Too
you can't
soon?
say that.
Not
Too
doing that.
soon. I mean, you
Not doing
can,
that.
but you know how that go.
Not doing that.
I will. Fuck it.
Not
Don't
going that
care.
far.
Pills in the pudding.
Yes.
Too soon. Too soon. But yeah, I'm going with the Cosby Show, but sustainability.
Yeah, I got the
You all
Cosby
right?
Show. I got the Cosby Show as well. If you break down the math, like I mean, there was 24 episodes a year coming out for the Cosby Show in comparison to 17 for the Bernie Mac Show. To have damn near 5 or 6 more episodes every season. That's something to be accomplished. And we talked about this in some of our earlier matchups. Sustainability is about keeping the cast together, and I think they did that for the most part. Like, all the kids kind of grew within the show. They added on and had Olivia and, like, Olivia's little boyfriend, whoever the smart kid was. So I think sustainability as far as keeping the cast together, keeping, like, new storylines, developing characters so that they can be sustainable characters on their own is important. And so, I got the Cosby Show over Bernie Mac. I don't feel like Baby Girl ever grew. We never got to know her. She's gorgeous right now.
I don't think
she's an adult and she's gorgeous, but
the show never touched base on that side of their lives, though. So
it was always like the issues that Bernie Mac had to deal with from those kids. It was never those kids dealing with the issues themselves and trying to figure something out. But we talked about Theo being dyslexic. Those are just important things that matter. So I got the Cosby Show for sustainability. Obviously, the numbers favor them, and I just feel like the cast was put together well and stayed together. So. Bill Cosby Show.
Yeah, Bill Cosby made ugly sweaters cool. So
he did.
Yeah,
he did. Culture changer. What Bernie Mac
I said longevity and culture. That's what I said. With
just trying to figure out
197.
Trying to figure out what sweaters Bernie Mac wore.
Yeah. He didn't. Everything was Versace and Gucci.
Moving on. So our last criteria here again is theme song. So for theme song, if you remember Bernie Mac show, it was like 16 seconds. He starts off with "Who You With," and it's the same as Martin. Essentially, it's just grown-up Martin. And then we have the Cosby Show, which had 8 different renditions because every season they had a new intro.
Yep.
Except like the last 2 seasons were the same. So
yeah, with Bill Cosby doing the James Brown and shit.
Yeah,
feel me?
Yeah.
He did.
He was high on something.
So who do we have
so
for
I
theme
have
song?
Bill Cosby for theme song.
We know Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Bill Cosby.
This one's a no-brainer.
Is it any reason in particular? Because you picked the
No, but the reason why I'm picking theme song is because his pops out is more colorful. It involves all of the cast that was in the theme song and everything. It just
it shows unity before the even show starts. So
basically,
it's basically giving
that's
the
all that
audience.
was.
It's basically giving the audience what it is to expect from the show, just based off the intro and the theme song alone.
Gotcha. Because you picked Martin. No, you picked Martin last matchup.
I did.
And it's the same upbeat sound with like just one ad-lib over Good Times. I feel like Bernie Mac kind of provides the same thing.
No,
so
did Bernie Mac come with any type of... Did it come with like anything?
It said like who you with.
And
that's it? Yeah.
Okay.
So but it had the same upbeat jazz rhythm that you respected and liked when we did the Martin matchup.
I don't think it was the same as Martin, so there's probably a difference there. I'm sure of it.
I think they're pretty similar, same time and everything like that.
Wait,
but
relax.
I'm not relaxing.
Damn,
I'm not
man.
relaxing. I'm not relaxing. I need to know. I had the Bill Cosby Show. I felt like throughout time it just kind of grew, and so like every season there was like a new genre of music, and they just developed, and you just see them grow in the progression throughout every season. So I got
seen
the Bill
the theme
Cosby
song
Show.
grow in every possession.
Like every season, there's a new theme song,
you have that,
and they grow and develop.
My fault, King.
And I appreciate
Blessings to you. My fault. You
So-
got that one for theme song.
To summarize it, who has what for our matchups?
I have Bernie Mac, Star Power.
Bernie Mac for Star Power.
I have supporting cast Bill Cosby, guest appearances Bernie Mac, sustainability Bill Cosby, theme song Bill Cosby. So I have it 3-2.
I think so, yeah.
Bill Cosby.
Yeah, I had the Cosby Show with a sweep 5-0. Sweep 5-0. Yeah.
Cosby with the sweep. Get him out of here.
Sweep. All
I
right.
didn't know he was gone any fucking way. It is what it is.
So, listen, that's our argument. That's our debate. Again, it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what you vote. Please get out, go to our IG page, and pick who you think should win and move on in our tournament. And we'll see you again for our next and last matchup.
Yeah.
All right.
Yos.